Hello and welcome to the GBHL podcast. You're here with your host GBHL Jamie.
And GBHL Harry.
And it's time for a Speak Friend Question.
Woohoo!
Number 139.
139. 2 weeks under bounds.
Yeah.
Woo!
Look at this regular content. Back at it again.
That's it.
Alright, we had 13 comments
Yes.
on the video, so we want more for next time.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately some of them are quite long, so we think it'll still be a decent length.
Yeah,
episode.
hopefully so. See how we go.
Discuss a few bits in more detail. So, kicking things off.
Sure.
Should I start?
You go ahead.
Okay. So firstly, it's Ryan Ratchford. He says, "Hi guys, I haven't commented for a while, and it feels like even longer since I've gone to a tournament. But you know, with the final A-levels coming up, it's been a bit chaotic. I've got no painting done at all. It's probably a good thing with your A-levels coming up.
Yeah,
pal.
that's
You
true.
want to concentrate on them, not the hobby.
Priorities there, really.
Yeah. So I thought I'd come back and catch up and comment while I've just finished my mocks. Well, hope you did well in them. Even if you do badly, take it as a sign you need to do better."
Yeah.
So we started my loop this year. What are your New Year's resolutions and hobby plans going forwards? We've seen some of the Palantir's plans, and I'm curious to know what you'll get up to. It's great for everything to be back, and thank you for all the content.
Oh, it's nice to see you back, Ryan.
Yes,
Been a while.
it has been a long time.
Yeah. I know Tom and Damien have been missing him.
Yeah.
'Cause last year,
Oh, of course,
Christmas
he did
before
everything.
Yes, he was.
I need a stat. Right,
He was
right.
stat man.
Yeah. So our New Year's resolutions and hobby plans going forwards.
In our vlogs, in our hobby vlogs, we've sort of talked about what we're planning to do for the year, haven't we?
Yeah. So, in sort of short, mine are, well, my one for the channel is to film and finish the Two Towers campaign.
Yep.
And get that out to you guys.
Yep, that's well underway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Without revealing anything more.
We've got 3 episodes recorded. Recording 2. This goes out on Sunday, so currently recording with Damien, I think.
Yes.
To get some more done.
Good.
And then I think I might have actually managed to source some Morgul Stalkers.
Good stuff.
Ed Ball said he can lend me some,
Yeah.
but he will not sell me some. I was like, that's fine.
Are they painted? Do we know?
3 are.
Oh, that'll do.
But 3, so what it might be is 3 Morgul Stalkers, and for the ones where we need 6, I'll probably just use the Morgul Stalkers in shots and have proxies out of.
Good thinking. Yeah, that'll do.
Because he's got like a bunch of unpainted in blister and 3 painted.
Right, so he doesn't want to open the blisters.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's
Yeah.
fair, so I was like, oh yes, we can get the right models.
Well, appreciate that, Ed. That's good.
Yeah. But other than that, it's just to just plough through my projects.
Yeah, yeah.
The Urukai, the Corsair Reavers, the Corsairs.
The Corsairs. If you
Oh,
get
that's-
any more Iron Hills, maybe.
Well, yeah, I've got my box of them, and Dane needs painting up as well.
I think while we're at this part of the year when there's no major tournaments coming up, it's that's time to sort of prioritise on the actual hobby side of stuff and look projects. Because when tournaments come, they always sort of take the priority of what you need to paint for them.
We've also got the ETC
Yes, we do.
to practice for.
Oh no, it's coming fast, and we need to definitely start practicing.
Yeah, we do. Well, we've got our practice weekend coming up.
Yes, we do. So for myself, I'm doing Mirkwood Elves at the moment. I've got some Lake Town to do. I've got my Urukai to finish off. I need to get my ballistas done as well. Go from there, then whatever else is going to be bought.
Whatever else gets released.
Yes, well that's it. I've not really bought much new stuff.
No, myself either. Besides the 2 Warbands of Iron Hells, Dane and the Champions, that's it.
Yeah, but I'm sure I'll be tempted soon enough.
Oh yeah.
Do you see, incidentally, people who might have seen it, 'cause it's gone out today when we're filming, all the different banners that Games Workshop,
Yes, yeah.
the staff at Games Workshop have done.
Different paint schemes.
Yeah, they look
banners.
nice.
They do look
That
cool.
banner just gets nicer and nicer the more I see it in
Yeah,
different
yeah.
colour schemes.
Oh dear.
Yes. So Ryan, about yourself, when you finish your A-levels and you can sort of relax a bit, is anything you're dying to do? More Goblin Town maybe? So I'm sure he's going to want mercenaries.
Yeah,
He's got a lot of goblins, hasn't he, Ryan?
Yes, a lot.
Did you do a New Year's resolution?
It's just to lose weight. That is my New Year's resolution.
Mine was definitely to eat healthy after Christmas. Not happened yet. We're always at that forget January time. So now start again come February.
Seems fair.
Okay, next question. So we have Twinkle Cave. Hey team, good to see you back. My question this week involves Legolas of the Fellowship list. As his Mirkwood Galadriel counterpart can lead troops, and his Thranduil's Hall's counterpart can take Orcrist, there's not much of a reason to take the Fellowship Legolas. Would a piece of equipment like a bow of the Galadriel be reasonable? It would offer either strength 4 or reroll of sorts. How would this affect how would this affect balance? Would this outweigh the benefit of leading troops? Cheers, keep up your good work.
It's an interesting thing to
Yeah.
raise because it is true of quite a few heroes in the game.
Yeah.
Where they've got their fellowship version like Gimli, or you can take him from what's it called?
Oh, is it Erebor? It used to be Erebor in Thingy, didn't it?
Used to be Erebor in
Legions.
I think it still is Erebor.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, it's Durin's Folk anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that list, the dwarf list. I think it's Durin's Folk.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So we can lead troops and also be in the fellowship. But I think there is a point there that, like, leading troops, he's got the exact same war gear options as the
solo one.
fellowship one.
Yeah.
And he's also in the White Council.
Yes, true.
So
yeah.
like, you could take him with the White Council from the Lord of the Rings era and take like the wizard and go, oh, I'll take him with the wizard because he's got +1 to resist now.
Oh yeah, very true.
And it gives him a wizard +1 to resist.
Yeah. Where you can get a horse in the fellowship, can't you?
Yes, yeah.
But you can't get a horse.
You can get a horse everywhere.
Everywhere,
else.
can you?
Yeah,
oh, right. Oh, there you go. Well,
so when they did it, they basically just opened up the options to everyone.
Right.
It used to be that the one leading troops couldn't take armour, just the elven cloak.
Yeah.
And that meant that you had to make that choice and it's like, well, I'll take him, but he's not got the armour. But it's fine because I've got 70 wood elves in front of him.
Yeah, well, true.
But
so a bonus to one to really take him from the fellowship. Well, maybe now we've got this new ruling with army bonuses. There should be a fellowship.
I think we'll see a cool one.
Yes.
I reckon it'd be with Gimli.
Yes.
Like,
there's that kill count.
It's a kill count thing that if like one's doing better than the other one tries harder. So.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Because I think you mentioned here about having a better bow. I don't think Legolas's shooting ability needs to be improved. I think his 3 shots is brilliant.
But it's an interesting concept that we've been doing in Guild Ball, where if someone's good at something, rather than trying to shore up their shortcomings elsewhere, just make the one thing they're good at even better.
Really? Right. Okay.
Like for Legolas, he might, let's say from that fellowship, he gets nothing better, but he just gets better shooting.
Yeah. Maybe no shoot penalty then.
Yeah. Like
no
he can move and shoot. Isn't it?
Which he should be able to.
Yeah.
Or even move full and
No, let's not go that far.
Okay, move full. You have to then -1.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see it in the future with the army rules.
Yes.
Next up, we got Tanya T-Boon. It says, will the army of Thror ever get a range unit? They could do with it.
Yeah, I agree. We talked about this last week a bit, didn't we?
Did we?
Or is it maybe it's in here? I've read comments that King Bonsai saying about how it's a cool army, but it just lacks certain things. So it lacks the shooting.
But then I think the army of Thror, you don't ever see them use ranged weapons besides the thrown weapons of the Grimhammers. So I don't think we will see a ranged unit for them. And plus, there's a slight worry with everyone getting access to spears, everyone getting access to bows, that all the armies become just the same.
Very similar, yeah.
And they lose their uniqueness. Like previously, dwarves in faction never had spears, but they had lots of banners.
Yes.
And so that was their thing, was that they didn't die.
Yes.
And that they didn't have spears, so you had to rely on the high defence to save you and the banner to win the fights.
The banner was that access to an extra dice in a way, it wasn't a rerollable one. I think looking at the heroes that they've released, the new ones for the Army of Thor, so a lot of them are combat based. There's the Thorin one of the +1.
The +1 strength.
+1 strength, yeah. So you want to maximise it for combat. Yeah. I like it as a combat army, but it's always then handy to have a few bows.
Yes, definitely. Alright, next up, McGonagall, 2016.
Okay.
Oh, list.
Yeah, we have first list. Okay. Here is an army I've used a lot lately. Here is an army I've used a lot lately, and I was wondering if anyone had any ideas on how to improve it. So we are Harad Force, it seems. So how many points? We've 750 points. Warband 1, Knight of Umbar with Armoured Horse. 4 Harad with Spear, 4 Harad with Bow, 4 Abrakan Guard. Warband 2, the Golden King, with 4 Harad Spear, 4 Harad Bow, 4 Guard. Warband 3 is a Harad Chieftain on horse with Warspear with the same warband. And Warband 4 is another Chieftain on horse, bow and Warspear with a slightly different warband with adding a banner in.
Adding the banner, losing an Abrakan Guard.
Yes. So you've got 16 Abrakan, 16 bows, 16 spears, Golden King and a Knight of Umbar.
I feel like you're missing out on the 50% bow limit that you've got.
Because it's pure, isn't it?
It's pure. Merch, Abrakan and just basic Hadron Warriors are fine for the Serpent Sting.
Yep.
So I feel you should probably take full advantage.
Yeah,
like,
I think so too.
Drop a few spears and get the extra bows. You know?
Yeah, totally.
You've got access to another what? You've got 52 models, -4 heroes, 48. You've got access to another 7 bows potentially.
I'd do it, and then maybe even if you're really gonna go 50% bows, swap the Knight of Umbar to the Betrayer, and get the 1 or 2 poison roll. The other thing for me would be to upgrade one of your chieftains. How many chieftain on horse and horse is probably 60 points. I'd just swap one for a Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Because he goes theme as well.
It just gives you that so much more might to call heroic shoots and. Ugh.
Do you think the banner's worth it if you've got the Golden King? Because the Golden King's obviously a banner anyway.
Yeah, again, I guess for if it's like you're playing the new GT scenarios, there's more emphasis on banners in there because 2 scenarios want you to have a banner that's not a hero. But it's handy to then you've got like a full line of banner.
Yes, well that's true. And then if you're having to split off, the King can stay with 1 half. It seems a strong list, doesn't it? 9 might. So I say if you put a Taskmaster in there, probably not swapping anything out. That's 9 might minimum.
So we've got the thing at the bottom here.
Yeah.
It says, I mainly want to keep it thematic, so just stuff from Abracan, but I'm open to suggestions. Mainly, I try to break the enemy army quickly, and then the Golden King works his magic. Yeah, it's fantastic for that. The Knight of Umbar deals with heroes, and I find this force struggles mainly versus elves on fight 5, and when I roll terribly to win.
8 dice. He gave an example. 8 dice to win a fight. Roll the highest of the 3. Bad roll.
Yeah, good job.
52 models to 750 points is good.
Yeah.
Albeit a lot of defense 4.
Yeah, I mean the things that are going to hurt it are hurls.
Yes.
Just because you've got so many models and you're going to want to be ranked up.
What are you going to get to charge the hurlers as well? The things that cause terror. I suppose if you're going evil versus evil.
Yeah.
It seems a good list though, needs to say you've had experience with it, and it's a nice one.
Yeah,
list I'd like to run.
It's a strong list. It's not. It's something I'd be quite scared to face up against.
Yeah,
There's just a lot of bows, a lot of warriors.
Agree. It's nice to see no watchers in the list.
Yeah.
Not that watchers are overpowered, but they're just getting a bit common at the moment.
Very common on
the group, aren't they?
Group. He says, love the channel by the way, keep up the great work. Cool. Weasdy says, what do you guys think the optimum number of Iron Hills dwarfs per warband are? 12.
Yeah, Matt, you've said from the beginning, I remember watching videos years ago, you said max out warbands.
Always max your warband out. Like, you've paid for the hero, use the full allocation before moving on to the next thing.
Yes.
The only time that sort of becomes an effect is where you've got a weird points left at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I think the one, when I've been trying to write Iron Hills for the GT, was I'd get Thorin, I'd get, like, a Champion of Erebor, or Dane, a Champion of Erebor, fill their warbands out and be left with 50 points.
Yeah.
And that's when I go, right, I'll shave 1 off each and
get
another champion that's good.
Yeah, I think so. I'd never say go less than 10. If you want to then really spread out 30 troops instead of go 10, 10, 10.
Yeah.
Maybe stuff like that. But yeah, say minimum's 10, but then max where you can.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Ollie Carter next. Hi guys, first comment ever. What does that mean, Jamie?
Oh, no. That means... Oh. Yes! That's this one.
Okay, go get a cup of tea, everyone. We'll be here for 5.
Yeah. That means since you have now joined the loop, you have to ask a question every week because we've answered yours.
Not this big, though.
Yeah. Oh, are we in focus? Yeah, I thought it went out then for a second. Oh, strange. And yeah, you need to now ask a question every week.
On a word cap, though, maybe. Yeah. So, hey guys, first comment
Tell you
ever.
what, shall we do a profile each for
sure.
to alternate it?
Okay, so even though I've watched since the beginning, so let's hope it's a good one. Me and some friends were wondering how to expand the High Elves, and this is what we came up with. It might be best to have the Free People's book open at the High Elves to compare and contrast these profiles. Okay, so essentially he's written profiles for characters like Celebrimbor and Warriors of Eregion. So as James says, we'll go one each and see how we do. So we've got Celebrimbor, Lord of Eriador, 150 points. Is it Eriador?
Eriador, yeah.
Fight 8, Strength 4, Defense 7, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, Courage 7, Might 3, Will 3, Fate 1. War gear, Heavy Elven Armour, Fëanor's Blade, Helm of Austin Edil. So Fëanor's Blade is an Elven Blade which allows him to +1 to win and to wound. So wins fights on 5 for fight 8. That's pretty... For 150 points. That's better than Gilgalad.
It's a little bit good.
The +1 to wound, yes, because Gilgalad's got that. Maybe not +1 to win the fight. No one's got that.
Oh, that's
Aragon should have that sort of rule.
That's like having a shade that helps you.
It is, isn't it? Well, you win fights on 5s, don't you? With the 3 attacks.
It's like anti-shade.
The helmet, so the helm gives him resistance to magic.
That's fine.
Yeah. Special rules, Master of the Rings. If any other Elven Ring Bearer is in a force with Celebrimbor, then they pass their fate on a 3. In addition to Celebrimbor wins a fight against a ringwraith, they lose 2 points of will instead of 1. Yes, Terran Woodland Creature.
I think that special rule's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's fair. The other thing I think about the profile is get rid of the +1 to win fights.
I agree. It's
Like, that is just too good. Like, you've got 3 might, with 3 dice, you need a 5 to win, you win.
Mm.
Like, the odds are massively
Exactly.
in your favour just all the time.
Yes, totally agree. Totally
Like, 1
agree.
point of might to make it a 6
Yeah.
from a 4+ on 3 dice is stupidly good.
Yes.
But other than that, a very cool character.
I think so, and it looks like he has to be on foot, so I think that's fair to
Yeah.
stop him then, because he'd probably a bit overpowered if he was mounted. Maybe up the points a bit, if just comparison to Elrond at 170, Gilgalad's 140 base, maybe.
Yeah.
Because he looks better than Glorfindel here, 5/8, and Glorfindel's not that many points.
No.
But he's got the 1 fate
He's got
where
the 1 fate,
Glorfindel's the
yeah.
3.
But he's still got, like, so if you compare it, I guess if you make a comparison to Glorfindel, because Glorfindel's probably a bit good for his points currently. Celebrimbor's got the fight,
Yeah.
same strength, same defense, same attack, same wounds, same courage, same might, same wills. But this guy loses 2 fate
Yeah.
where Gilgalad keeps his, so trading off there. He gets +1 to wound, and I'm ignoring the +1 to win because I'm not gonna.
Yeah, because
That's too much.
Yeah.
Both got Elven Blades, both resistant to magic when they have when he's
Yeah.
got his thing. And then it comes with the Master of the Rings, which
Yes.
only really matters when you're fighting certain opponents.
Yes.
So I think even though you cost a special rule at like 5 points, because it's so dependent on your army composition and your opponent's composition,
Yeah.
and having that fight happen,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter as much.
I agree, yeah.
Like, so I think get rid of the +1 to win, and I think they're all right.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So he said here, this character, in my opinion, has to be included in SBG as he is the creator behind the Rings of Power, thus Lord of the Rings. This profile was created mainly for theme, i.e. e.g. Celebrimbor with Fëanor's grandson, so has his made-up kick-ass weapon, and he also founded the city of Ostin Edil next to Moria and traded greatly with the dwarves. Hence the helm is some form of gift from them, and we felt like he had to have some sort of rule about the rings. So what do you guys think? Is he over, underpointed or powered? What would you change? We tried to make him fit in with the high elf theme, so let me know what you think. So take away the +1 to win the fight.
Yeah.
Maybe up the points slightly.
I think points wise he's fine as is. Yeah.
Okay, then the rules are cool, very creative.
Just no +1 to win.
Yeah, I like the background of it as well.
Special rules really thematic. Yeah.
Okay, next one, Jim.
That's me. So we got Círdan the Shipwright, or Cried and the Shipwright. 120 points. He's fight 6, strength 4, defense 7, 3 attacks, 2 wounds, courage 7, 1 might, 4 will, 1 fate. War gear, heavy armour, elven blade, bow, shield. Bow and shield's interesting. Unless there's some special rule.
Yeah.
Magical powers, same as the old Círdan, so that's terrifying aura and blinding light. And potentially aura of dismay. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's just terrifying aura.
Yeah, I think it is.
Special rules, arrows from the sea. Any model armed with a bow, and this special rule does not go toward the 33% bow count. That's pretty cool, so you could have 100%.
Special rules. Yeah, okay.
So if you've got a bow and that special rule of arrows to the sea, you don't count
Right,
towards
sure.
33%. And Sea Lover, any model with this rule always gets the result of a 6+ when making a swim test and can move freely through shallow and deep water and basically ignores water features and causes terror.
Yeah, I think to the water thing back where you were just saying a minute ago about it's not always going to happen. It's dependent on water and blood. Fine with me. Yeah.
Find that one. Don't know what you guys. I don't know about you guys, but we felt that this character needed some badass stats to reflect on his Middle-earth lore. He is from an era before Gilgalad and has fought Sauron for centuries. We also felt like he needed to reflect on his shipbuilding theme, hence Arrows from the Sea and Water Lover, but notice he has lost Woodland Creature as a result. What do you think?
Cool, because the original Lord of the Rings profile's been naff.
Yeah, it is.
Nice model, but it's just never
rubbish.
used, is
No. I think that's really cool. You know, he's going to get stuck into fights because of defense 7 and 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Bow Shield's an interesting one.
Yeah, maybe drop the shield.
Yeah, I think drop the shield, make him defense 6.
Yeah.
Well, he's currently not benefiting from his shield defense, so
Because of the
she
bow.
shouldn't be because of the bow.
Yeah, agreed.
So I guess he should be defense 6 really currently. That's my only
Yes,
thing.
I think for the points during 120,
120.
3 might and
No.
1 might.
Yeah, I think
Maybe 110.
yeah, drop some Well, if you drop your shield, you're down to 115. I think like 105 points or something's fine.
Agreed.
I think he's just a little bit overcosted.
Yeah, cool at profile.
Yeah,
So
but he's cool.
Yeah, so we've gone some troops now. So we've got Warrior of Aragon, Aragon, whatever we're saying, 10 points. Fight 5, Strength 4, Elf, Defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, Courage 5. Option Banner, 25 points. Elven Greatsword, 2 points. Elven Greatsword was an Elven Blade with +1 to wound.
Yes, that's just a natural +1 to wound, so you can go two-handed with it if you get +2. No?
Oh, I don't know. Well,
Strength 4 with natural +1 at 10 points is real good.
Whoa. So I assume you pay for it, so it'd be 12 points, won't it? With the
12
+1.
points.
But there's no negative. If that's assuming it's just this a +1
You want
is
defense
without
5.
going two-handed.
Yeah.
Yes. So if he has that, then it means they capped at defense 5 because they can't have shields. Okay, this profile was meant to represent Calibrimbor's troops. They were masters of their craft, hence their great swords. But it was also meant to bring some much needed killing power to the high elves.
And they've got Woodland Creature.
Yeah. I wouldn't go not go strength 4 and a weapon that just gives +1 to wound.
I think if you went you choose one or the other, and I think you go strength 3 +1 to wound seems the way to go. They're still elves. They're not super powerful, but the +1 to wound it reflects his craft.
Because the strength 4, if you were then fighting other defense 4, you'd be winning on 3 straight away with this Elven Blade.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Okay, Greyhaven's Warrior.
Yeah, Greyhaven's Warrior. So base 9 points, fight 5, strength 3, defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 5. So basically your elf with armor.
Yep.
Options are a banner for 25 points, a bow for 2 points. Assume it's an elven bow.
Yes.
For 2. Shield for 1 point and a spear for a point. Water Lover and Arrows from the Sea. So they ignore the water terrain features and don't count towards a 33% bow limit.
So you go 11 points a model for pure bows.
Yeah. Defense 5 as well.
Defense 5, yeah. So they get essentially the heavy arm. So the Mirkwood Elves really, aren't they? They're the new ones.
Yeah.
If you go pure bows.
Well, they're just they are high elf bowmen.
Yes, oh yeah, well they are, yeah. And
with the special rule that they ignore. And that is their points cost. There would be 11 points, the exact same point as a high elf warrior.
Yeah.
That ignores the bow limit.
Yeah.
I think they need to be a point more.
At
least.
I think
a
so.
point more.
Because you'll just see everyone having every model taking a bow.
It's like, well, I'll just take a Greyhaven's warrior. Why not?
Yes. So this profile was meant to represent the elves from the Greyhavens, certain troops, and we thought it added a bit more options to their high elves as a whole. Also allows them to maximise their bows, which is all we love or hate depending on which side we're on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with what you say. 10 points.
What you'd see, I mean, even at 10 points, I think you'd still see an army of bow-armed warriors in the back rank with also spears. And you just getting gunned down as you come towards this entire army shooting you.
Yeah, at least he's not giving Círdan blinding light.
Yeah. Well, he has.
Oh, yeah, he has got it then.
He's got it. It's the same as.
He does, doesn't he? So it's his 1 point of might though, isn't it?
Yeah.
To channel it. Ooh.
You throw 3 dice at it.
Yes,
I'll just sit there because he caused terror anyway. Also, Círdan gets Gandalf ring if he's not in the Force for free. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe that equates into being 120 points back up again.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, cool profiles. Thank you very much. This
cool.
nice change, something different, isn't it?
Yeah, quite refreshing, and maybe we'll see some additions to that army list in future. Next up, we've got King Boneseye. I'll take this one since you had to start the big one.
Appreciate that.
In the games I played with and against Iron Hills, shooting was the thing that Defence 8 helped against the most. It makes sense, it's similar to Lines Engage in Defence 7 effectively. But the Defence 8 was solid in combat a few times. I think the Defence 7, Fight 4 and Strength 4 are the strongest points of the Iron Hills. The Defence 8 is very good to keep the Dwarves unshot and against Strength 3 in early battle. And in the battles I played, by the time the lines were broken up, the Iron Hills had killed so many foes that there was no hope left for the non-Iron Hills player during some. And that's what they're meant for, they're meant to be an anti-shooting force.
Yes.
For
sure. And that defense again, I think you mentioned strength 3 there, but strength 2 makes it pretty much impossible.
6s by 5s against troops. Oh.
I know.
Whoa. just weep.
Yes. Won't bother shooting.
No. I think at the GT especially we're going to see very few bows unless you're taking Harad, because I assume Iron Hills are going to be popular because people will have painted them up by now and want to use them, and there's just no point shooting them at all. Unless
you've got bows and they've not, and that's the thing. You can just wait for them to them. Hope to get a couple off.
I'd rather just shoot at the heroes.
Yes, well that's true.
If it's 6s by 5s and you're shooting like champions of Erebor, it's like, well, you've got one fate.
Totally
I'll
agree.
just try and kill you rather than these troops.
Totally agree. make it a bit easy to kill the heroes when you get to combat if they've got a wound left.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Next question, we've got Nathan Van Til. Question for this week is movie related.
Okay.
Do you have a headcanon for why Toriel does not show up in the Lord of the Rings trilogy? She is a huge part of several characters' lives in The Hobbit, and she would not be the type to just let all those other people go out and save the world, so there has to be a reason for her not showing up. I personally like my own idea that she died of grief, as elves are known to do occasionally, just because I was not a fan of her in the first place, and 2, because I felt that she was some form of setup to die at the end of the 3rd movie, trying to save Killy, and was disappointed when she didn't. So my thought was that her grief for losing her one love, which is also an elfin thing, having only...
I think that's an elven thing.
An elfin thing. Very nice. Having only one love their whole lives was so great that she went off by herself and mourned into death. Makes Legolas' story that they're much more interesting as well, because his one love died because of a dwarf. Just curious if others had their own ideas. Do you want to burst this bubble?
I never really pondered it. Like, she wasn't alive in the story of
she's
The
yeah,
Hobbit.
Exactly. She's not in the book.
She's a movie creation. And as for sort of like headcanon as making up an idea why she doesn't appear in Lord of the Rings, I think you could say she's just busy fighting evil in Mirkwood.
I think so, yeah.
Like,
Legolas was sent by, I'm assuming Legolas was sent by his dad, like Boromir
yeah.
was sent by Denethor. It was a great responsibility, and it was someone of...
I mean, we see Thranduil's disdain for her in the films. Like, you're a lowly elf. Granted, like, you might love my son, but you are a lowly elf. He's better than you. And I think she'd just fight in Mirkwood.
Yeah.
Like, continue to be a ranger captain.
Yeah. I think so. I think her addition's nice in The Hobbit. At first I was a bit much because she's not true to the books.
Yeah.
But I like the relationship more, and she's hot stuff.
Yeah. Damien's favourite. Next up, we've got Kaiser Schulich. He says, "Hi, my question this week is what are your opinions on the following 600 point force from the Lothlorien and Mirkwood army list in the Freakyville sourcebook? Thranduil, with 10 Mirkwood guard with bows and 2 Gladrim elves, so that's the 10 of the 2+ to hit guys. Legolas with armour and elven cloak, 6 Gladrim elves with spear and shield, 2 Gladrim elves with spear, 3 Gladrim elves with elven blade, and 1 Gladrim elf, and then Galadriel with 3 guards of the Gladrim court. Hopefully I've added that all up correctly. I was wondering how competitive this force would be, since it's quite a shooty army. Cheers, guys."
I'm doing the maths quickly there. I think it's 1 bow over the bow.
Yeah, so we've got 3, 4, 7, 9, 15, 18, 28, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's including the heroes in his numbers.
28 divided by 3 would be 9.33, and you
Oh,
round
so you
up to
could,
10. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, fair. Oh, yes, and it is a shooty army. You've got 11 shots on 2s and then Legolas.
Yeah.
With a blinding light bubble. We've had this discussion before about the 2+ shoot and whether it's worth the 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the school of thought that you could spend those 20 points to get another bow.
Yeah.
Like 2 more arrows and a bow.
Yeah.
And I think having just more shots is better. Because on the one time your dice, you don't move, your dice are good, and you get more hits, that's more chances to kill. But like Tom Harrison has said, that the 2+ shooting is so consistent that over a game it will do better.
Yeah, and that, I think, I've taken it where I've just had the four of them. Paying an extra 8 points, for 4. But it just means you're more or less you're going to hit with 3 per turn.
Yeah.
It can be wasted when you play other blinding lights and shadow laws and stuff, so you've got 20 points, there's no effect there because you hit on 6s.
I mean, something I found in the Blue Book scenarios, the ones I've been on the tournament scene for the past couple of years, is there are quite a few times when you just don't get to shoot. Or your shooting is like one turn of movement and shooting, and then it's combat.
Yes.
Or you're just in combat immediately because of bad deployment. And when you've got 10 guys like that with 20 points invested in them, and they're not getting to shoot, you're not getting the most out of the troops.
True.
Like, they've not got spears, they can't just jump in the fights as well. I think if you could... This is all personal opinion, and it is a very shooty force. If you're going to be something that's not got blinding light and not got the Shadow Lord, it will shoot a lot of things dead.
Oh, it will. But
Like,
you could do that without the 2+.
You could do that without the 2+. You're protected from shooting, and those 20 points could pay for spears for all those guys.
And I think armour.
And yeah, upgrade them to Galadrim.
Yeah, because you've gone Galadrim everywhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe spend the 20 points instead. Yeah, spears for the 10 and armour.
Yeah.
Because then you've got a strong second rank, and then everyone's defence 4 in the list.
At least, yeah. I also potentially not mix up, but well, I like to have my bows in every warband, but I get the totals of everything and put sort of a third of each with every hero.
Yeah.
Like you've got 3 Galadrim Court Guard with Galadriel. Yeah. She needs troops around her to keep her safe because she's got no combat potential herself. The other 2 heroes, though they aren't great in combat, can hold their own for a short while.
Sure. Yeah, I totally agree. Get it all mixed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Was it 12 and 3, so 25 troops.
8, 9.
Yeah, I think so.
And 9 go with Galadriel.
But it's definitely a strong. You're not much is going to, nothing's going to outshoot you really, especially with the blinding light.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing will. So I think man, maybe you've got pointed in the shooting because it's only one phase of the game.
Yeah.
So maybe then go for spears and armour for the bows. Strong list though. Would not like to go against that without a Shadow Lord.
No.
Okay.
Right. Next up.
We've got James Gilray. Say hi. Hopefully I'll be back to get revenge on you, you English at the ETC. # Team Scotland 2K17. We'll see about that.
We'll see, mate.
My question is, when using 2 different types of wizards from with different roles in the same list, how do you play the strengths of both? For example, using Gandalf and Saruman, with Gandalf being more defensive and Saruman being more offensive. I know you can still use both to immobilise, which is handy. Cheers for the awesome content. See you guys at Stockport.
See you at Stockport.
Yeah, good question, because it's always often debated about the wizards and who you use with who for what.
I guess like I've got quite a bit of experience with it with Saruman and Galadriel. Galadriel is cast Blinding Light and then immobilise the threats, whereas Saruman can be more aggressive and go and blast stuff then. Because he doesn't have to have the job of, I need to immobilise that troll this turn. He gets the freedom to go, alright, well, Galadriel's immobilised it, now I'm free to go and blast.
Totally agree. He's got the range as well.
Yeah,
she stays with the arm. She's that defensive bunker, isn't she?
Yeah. Also, you can... Ooh, screen's gone. One of the benefits of having a caster like Galadriel or Gandalf is their immobilise is worse, but you can cast that first onto the target, like the troll that's coming towards you. You can try to immobilise it with them. They succeed, great, Saruman's free.
Yes.
They fail, you've now got a really reliable immobilise to go second.
Totally, that's right, yeah.
And it gives you that second chance at things.
Yes.
It also sets up a lot of shenanigans, having like 2 compels and 1 immobilise and 1 compel.
Or it gives your opponent a headache.
It's
like nightmare trying to deal with the wizards or what they're going to do.
Also, suddenly 3 will becomes very little when there's 2 casters.
Totally,
cast it on a 6. Well, how many are you going to use? Right, probably 2 because I know I've got another spell coming in that might not cast. So 2, and then you just go right, immobilise. 6 again. 1.
Yes.
You immobilised.
You guarantee you can use it different ways. So if you need to know priority that turn is I need to immobilise that model. Invest both into it.
Yeah.
But then the times you can just go and immobilise here, and then Saruman can go and do his thing. It's the combinations. If you've got Gandalf and Saruman, it's a big, heavy, expensive combination the 2, isn't it?
But you have got double blast available to you, so that would depend on what you're playing.
Totally.
If you're playing something like Goblin Town with Goblin King, you probably just start blasting the goblins as much as you can.
Yes.
Try and get them killed.
Yeah, and get to the point where you can try and isolate the Goblin King, get him immobilised, we want you to, and get Gandalf.
No blubbery mass, knock him down.
Oh yes. Strength
4
5.
dice 4s.
Yes.
Woohoo! Take that, Goblin King. That'll do it.
I saw a post the other day, I think Scott McLeod was talking about using Radagast.
Scott McLeod made a post.
Oh yeah, just the one
just
or
the
2.
one. Yeah.
I think it was about having Radagast with Galadriel.
Yeah, the Lady of Light.
Yeah, but I think it also got mixed up because he was talking Radion Slay, and he was talking about Nature's Wrath. So obviously Radion Slay doesn't have Nature's Wrath. It's the Eagle profile, which is which is fair. The Radion Slay, I do love it, but then you're paying 200 points for it, where you could Saruman's just for 160.
Yeah,
you can do so much more with him. Even Gandalf at 185 on Shadowfax.
That's good.
You've got a very good, strong general there.
Yeah.
Lady of Light is the one that's I think I've started mixing in with other casters.
Yeah, she just gives them that freedom to roam.
She does. Yeah, she gives them the protection. She got your blinding light there.
Yeah, straight away. You don't even need to be cast or spend might on it, and she's 3 attack strength 4.
She's combat monster. Well, I've gotten to the point where I'm playing so many games where she's not got any magic to do.
Yeah.
So I actually forget, and when she needs to cast, she does. And you think, where can I now use 3 attacks at strength 4?
Which troops can I munch this turn?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope that's helpful, James.
Yeah.
Not that we want to help you too much for
ETC.
Yes, but if you want to go Gandalf the White and Saruman, go for it, mate. So 400 points.
Ed's run Saruman the White and Saruman and Gandalf the White before.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's like
just for double blast.
Yeah, I can imagine
Super
that's good.
reliable.
It's 400 points.
Yeah. Next up is McGonagall 2016 again. He says with the new Iron Hills, Gundabad and Lake Town. With the new Iron Hills, Gundabad and Lake Town lists looking very competitive. Are there any old lists from Lord of the Rings that are not competitive enough, i.e. you never see them at tournaments? For example, Easterlings or Minas Tirith. I think we talked and waxed lyrical about this in the last Speak Friend question.
Yeah, we did about those two.
Those two specifically, yeah. That there are armies in Lord of the Rings that are falling behind. Like if you look at the regular dwarf warriors now.
Oh no.
Why would you ever if you want to be competitive, why would you ever take a dwarf warrior with shield now?
Yeah, over an Iron Hills dwarf.
You've got an Iron Hills dwarf as a few points more. They were always competing with Khazards, and you've got warriors of Erebor, which are also now have spears, and you're like, well,
yeah.
What is the drawback to those troops?
Yeah.
Over besides heroes.
Totally, and then let alone dwarf rangers. dwarf range. Give them that longbow at 1 point. Does not need to be 3. Just get them used.
Like 8 points for a dwarf that shoots on a 3 at 24 inch range would be really good. And I think you might actually then see a few dwarf ranger armies. But at 10 points, it's just rubbish.
Yeah. Others, Numenor.
Numenor.
It's just because there's not enough variety, is there?
No, it's one troop type, 3 heroes.
Yeah. As we've been playing with Johnny recently, High Elves.
High Elves. I think elves, in general, were really hurt by the Hobbit rules.
They were the Hurl specifically.
Hurl is grim. Just it has been forever, and I think that's why Wood Elves got knocked out of the top tables.
Totally.
Move and shoot hurt them so much. The advanced deployment hurt them so much more as well. Yeah.
It's just a shame, and
there's so many things that just ignore courage. And like everyone's got access to shamans near enough, and it just ruins the old elven strategy of I just need to break you, I just need to break you, I just need to break you.
Yep.
Oh, thank God you're running away now.
Yes, whereas now it's like, oh, I need to break you and then keep going.
And I think the change of magic from it became exhaust rather than beat them in combat for shame and fury meant that you couldn't just get an elf in there parry or shield or just beat it in combat. Yeah. And you go, oh, right, fury's gone. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a very hard game for elves now, isn't it?
Yeah. Fight by you, I think, also has been devalued because everyone lower than you just now gets to reroll ones to wound you.
True, yeah. And then against the defense 3 model on 4s, it's horrible. Yeah. Horrible. Rohan, I know we discussed about them, just been a bit dated. They will come round again, I'm sure.
I'm sure they will, yeah.
Old school Moria.
Moria goblins, yeah, they've been. You still see them reasonably, just not as much on the top tables.
Not where you can still see goblins down there.
Yeah. I mean, the thing you see, I guess, with Moria is they now take quite a few cave trolls just because Hurl.
Yes, because
shut down 2 cave trolls and probably the Goblin King.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah.
But I think we'll see a decline in that as Gundabad ogres, because they're cheaper than now cave trolls and they do the same job.
Yes, they totally do. Yeah.
And they're not 8 inches movement.
I think they're right. You're right.
So you can outcharge people.
Yeah.
Engage.
Can you stand on your own guys as well? March through, charge through your lines.
Yeah.
That's when we're talking about like compel stand.
Yeah.
Ooh. So yeah, I suppose then we're going to see a lack of Lord of the Rings. I think in a way it's okay because I've been back in the game like 2 years, and even though there's been lots of Hobbit stuff out, I've always used Lord of the Rings. It's only now with the new stuff and the new book that I've started to go for the Hobbit. So I think it's fair.
I think the if you go like pure Razogs and your leader gets Master of Battle, that is a big.
So cool.
I mean, I'm gonna just take Gothmog out of the game even more.
Well, it's true, yeah. You know.
I think we'll see when people finally get their collections together. I think we'll see a proper surge of Hobbit lists winning events, and then it'll be a sort of balancing scale for the design team.
Yes.
Like bring those guys back up to power.
Yeah, I think so. And it's like, I think the things that now get forgotten with the old Lord of the Rings stuff is the basic troops. So if you go to Mordor, you see the elites, like you see Morannons,
Yeah.
you see Blackguard, maybe not so much Blackguard, but Black Numenorians, but you don't see the basic chaff.
Warrior.
Yes, so maybe that looks like should they be dropped so you can get more of them.
Yeah.
Because orcs were, I don't know, you get lots and lots of them, but that's it, you always used to see the elite form.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where other places that's. It's like if you were going to see Moria, would you see a Gundabad goblin list over a Moria goblin list?
I think you would.
So then in that sense, do you make the chaff cheaper?
Potentially.
Mm.
Well, I think it's like every Hobbit release, I think, has a special rule now, or at least an army special rule.
Yeah.
And the Lord of the Rings don't have that because they were just, this is a base profile, this is a base profile. And now everything's grown off of those profiles. They've just fallen behind not in a big way, but in a way that's detrimental enough to that army.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the design team have all got plans for the future of all this.
Oh yeah.
Exciting times ahead.
Next up is Matt M. He says, "Hey guys, I have a two-part this week. 1. How do the Felwarg's charge rule work against Elven Cloak? You just charge him, you don't need line of sight. And part 2, how would you rank the Hunter Orc captains?"
Assumingly the named ones.
Oh, I think it means just the Hunter Orc captains, the ones that get 3 attacks on foot.
Yes, great.
They're really good.
45 points, aren't
Yeah.
they? It's just if you pay 5 points more to get the extra might for the named ones. You lose the
But
attack.
lose the attack, yeah.
Well, now Yaznok's been brought down. He's 45, isn't he, base?
Yeah.
The other two are 50.
I think they are good, but I think you choose the named heroes and get might.
Or after the idea of 145 points for 9 might for 3 captains, leading 36 troops. Well, how would you rank those 3?
Well, if you've gone pure and you get the +1 shoot and the
Narzug
arrow.
one.
Yeah, that's
The black arrows.
Black arrow, yeah. Then I think it still goes fight 5.
Thimble, yeah.
So Fimble, bow guy,
Yeah.
lance guy.
Yeah. So yeah.
So fight 5. Is he the one who ignores terrain as well?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Thimble.
him first, definitely.
Yeah, ignores training on a Felwarg, doesn't he land side to charge?
Yeah,
he's cool.
He's awesome.
Mm.
And fight 5's a good fight leader as well.
Yeah, nice model too.
Mm.
Yeah, then probably Narzug.
Especially with +1 to hit, so he hits on 3 with a 3-point might to bump his 2s to hit.
Yes, yeah. It's
Great.
a cool hero. I like the 3, I really do. I think
Yeah.
they're cool. And it's a shame that because I think I do rate the Hunter Orc captains, but you just don't see them that often. Well, I think it's also not a model.
It's the curse of unnamed captains.
It is,
is
yeah.
that you always seem to have a better named choice.
Yes.
And the only ones that would potentially get into lists now are the Iron Hills captains because they've got a special rule which is awesome.
Yes, for sure.
And if you want to take a pure Iron Hills list, they're the only other choices besides Dane.
Yeah, true. Interesting. Did you see what the East Anglia Hobbit community have done? They released a teaser. They're doing they're on their own channel now, and they're doing a battle off of unnamed captains, unnamed heroes. It looks great. So
cool.
I think it's groups of 3 fighting off.
Yeah.
So there's a teaser on the Hobbit League. Let us know if you're watching Paul Tyso and Co. Because it looks a great idea and it's definitely an original one. We've not seen it before.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that was Matt M.
Matt M, yeah. So we got Daniel James next.
Hi, my question is concerning dwarves. Last year I took the plunge and bought 2 boxes of Erebor dwarves, 2 boxes of Grimhowers, a Grimhower captain, Thrain and Thror. I plan to pick up Young Dwalin at some point. However, with the release of Iron Hills and the great diversity in their list plus far greater variety in the old Jorinsveg list, then I'm thinking that I erred and should sell what I have to invest in Iron Hills. What are your views on the list disparity between the 3 dwarf lists and your speculation on how they will be presented when they redo the Middle Earth list?
So we actually talked quite a lot about that just earlier on
Yes.
in the video, but I think we can sum up just what we think. Durin's folks fallen behind in strength. Besides heroes, they've got some awesome heroes. Iron Hills probably are the best dwarf list, I'd say now, especially when they get the crossbows out.
Oh yeah, and then the Goat Riders and stuff.
And the Goat Riders. Yeah. And I think Army of Thror is probably the weakest of the 3 dwarven lists.
Yes. They do have some cool heroes now though, with the special rules.
Yeah, with the special rules and the army bonus for them? I think there is there?
Oh
yeah, they count Thror as a 6-inch banner.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think if you take a pure list like that, it's combat based, but the heroes have come down in price, and they've got some really good heroes. So I don't think you've got a bad army, by any means, but I think it is the lowest of the 3.
Yeah, it depends what you want to do, because I think if you go Nine Hills Dwarfs way, this is going to be similar to a lot of people. And while the range is limited, a lot of the armour is going to be the same, similar composition. But at least if you can go and use Thrain Thor, maybe Young Thor and Young Dwalin, you might have a bit of difference there.
Yeah. And also, Thor as a 6-inch banner is crazy good. Like, they have 3 attacks to win the fight most of the time with higher fight value. It's good.
Yeah, just watch that turn if you played a Nine Hells Dwarf army with this army. And that turn, if you give Thorin with the +1 to wound, see how you punch through Nine Hells Dwarves.
+1 strength.
+1 strength. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So not quite +1 to wound. That's Hilda. No. Who's the late time? Is it Hilda that gives +1 the lands? Okay, because then makes those dwarves strength 4, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But it also makes your hero strength 5. But against the defense 8, that's still 6s. Which means for one turn you get to win them on 6s, rather than 6s by 4s.
Oh dear. So maybe just scrap what I've just said to you.
Yeah, just ignore Harry.
Oh.
Get Dwalin in.
Yeah, I was just trying to make hope for his list. But...
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, sell it up. I don't think you need to, honestly. But the Iron Hills are expensive, so if you are going to fund it that way, then by all means.
Yeah.
Go on the trade pages on Facebook. Next up, we've got Tim Hines. He says, hello, my questions for this week are what would you do to make Gothmog more taken than Shagrat War Leader? I enjoy both profiles as Mordor is my favourite army, but I always tend to go with Shagrat because he basically does the same thing for 40 points cheaper. And I like Gothmog more because of the movies. So we'll leave it there because he goes on to say about other heroes.
Sure. Make him cheaper.
Make it...
Especially now, at the time when he come out, long time ago.
Oh, amazing. Like,
Yeah,
every list... You know, the first Orc hero that was fight 5, strength 4,
and the 3
3s in all the right places, and Master of Battle.
Yes.
But
whereas now for attack 15 points more you can get Bolgar Azog. It's like, no.
Yeah, exactly. I think he needs either decreasing or boosting.
You can't make him fight 6.
No.
No, yeah, especially against the Rohan heroes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There'd be a travesty there. I think just cheaper because his stat line's great.
Like if you compare him to Shagrat as you have done here, he just falls short in everything.
He's got the Warg, but then most of the time you're playing good, you're gonna lose the Warg.
Yeah.
So you are then fight on foot.
Shagrat gets the infantry knockdown.
Yeah.
Like
I think
objectively Shagrat is better, in my opinion.
But he gets that. Oh no, I think Gothmog gets defense 7 as well, doesn't he?
No.
He gets a shield bonus now, but is it to make him to 6?
I think his shield bonus is to make him 6,
I think maybe right. You gotta make him cheaper, yeah.
I think... I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been so long since I've seen him on the table.
Shagrat's at 3 is in all that place in defense 7. He gets a knockdown when he charges, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's strength 5. Gothmog's strength 4 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so I think you need to put Gothmog mounted with a shield at 130.
Yeah, he's not even less than that. He's so fallen behind.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Because see, he's other than the Witch King, he's the army general, isn't he, for the Orcs?
I think it'd be cool if like, say if Mordor got an army special rule. Mordor's going to need lots of army special rules, I think.
Yeah.
Because there's so many factions you can create in that. But I think like he's not a great fighter by the looks of it. Like he can fight, and that's represented by his fight 5. But he needs something more now than Master of Battle to show his tactical prowess.
Yeah, something to benefit the troops around him.
Like,
because he gets them organised, doesn't he?
Like maybe that's something like money bags that, like, no, don't call it money bags, obviously, but you know, he can expend a point of might in all Orcs, Marin Orcs within X inches of him, gain strength or gain fight value or something. Or
banner reroll or something like that.
Or like you could call it like form ranks. They gain +1 fight value. Yeah, exactly. Like something that I think I mentioned it with Minas Tirith. If they have like shield wall but for fight value, or shield wall but for strength, something like that.
I think this,
and that might make you see more Orcs and just general Mordor Orcs in him if he had like +1 strength, so they are less defensive than Marin Orcs, but they get strength 4.
Yes, because you've got cheap chaff that you can boost up. Yeah, totally.
Which seems to be the favour of Lake Town, so why not, right? Next up, he says, what would you do to make Sauron more competitive? He is my favourite part of Lord of the Rings and would like to use him without the chance of doing well, mostly referring to the like 800 point armies including him. I understand he couldn't be ridiculously cheaper, but any ideas on how to make him worth taking? Thanks.
Make him a bit cheaper.
A bit cheaper, potentially.
What is he now? It's 275 and then 350 with the ring.
Yes, yeah.
So...
just 300 with the ring and that's all he can have?
Yeah.
Like, he comes with the ring. He wouldn't go onto the field of battle without the ring.
Yeah. Maybe break this 3 might cap thing. Don't give him mighty hero. Maybe 4 might. There's no heroes
I've
got more
thought
than 3.
this. Like, they've done it for Boromir.
Yeah.
Like, 3 doesn't need to be a cap.
I know, yeah.
I've never understood why a hero's never come out with 4 might. It's like, oh, that'd be cool, 4 might hero.
Yes.
Like, why not?
It's Sauron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because Boromir was the 6 because they wanted to give him the punch.
Well, he's got that one turn of, I'll just win this fight.
Yeah.
Like, I'll roll a 1. I've still won. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, Sauron, because he's got his magic too as well, the 3 might I don't think is ever enough.
No.
Because especially when you want to keep one for your ring.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
His stat line he's so good.
His stat line is fine. Maybe is he 4 attacks? Is he 3 attacks?
He's 3, but he gets his everyone.
Yeah,
he's got
I think maybe 4 attacks as well.
Maybe increase his movement. He's got a 6-inch move and he's so big.
He's so big.
So maybe have an 8-inch movement.
Yeah. I think a lot of things need to be increased in speed, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. His magic is fine.
Yeah.
His magic is very, very good.
Magic is very,
Forget
very
how good his
fine.
magic is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's a fair one.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Bridato Capelle. No, Capil. I'm butchering it. He's from Bulgaria.
Hello from Bulgaria. I have a simple question this week. Having just bought There and Back Again and the Unexpected Journey books, I've been reading through them up until now. I've been playing the old Lord of the Rings rules in the game with the missus. Very nice. To get an understanding on some of the changes. And I noticed a heroic move that I've never used or even talked about before. Heroic accuracy. Okay. I was wondering why this isn't seen more often. Is it just a pointless thing or do people just forget about it? I can see that from a heavy shooting force, allowing all your archers to reroll in the waves could be pretty cool. No. Anyway, thanks in advance and keep up the excellent videos. We love them.
Fantastic.
So if you want to go back and watch Middle-earth's Deadliest Warband last year, you're going to see some very good clips of how to correctly heroic accuracy.
Hero at the back rank.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the horse, wasn't it?
Yeah, get rid of that horse. Reroll down onto the horse.
Yes.
Poison.
Oh. It can be massive. I think it's often forgotten, people don't use it, but used correctly,
it tends to be something, because might is a finite resource for a lot of armies, it's never worth the might point to shoot through something, because shooting's never a guarantee. Like, you call the heroic accuracy, it's not like you roll to hit then call the heroic accuracy. You call it, you roll to hit, you fluff your dice, 2 dice hit, great. Do they get through? No. We roll it? No. Well, there's a might point gone.
Yeah.
Like, if you've got so much shooting, it's more reliable.
Yes, and more shooting is going to hit from the start anyway.
Yeah.
So I think bows it in on 3 pluses is far more viable than doing it on
4 plus or 5.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. If you need to pick out, if you've
like
got
if you're going for shamans, it's well worthwhile.
Yeah, or even if you've got, say, a strong defense 6 front line and then you shoot into the defense 4 second line.
Yeah.
Yes, you want to then really punch through to try and do the damage.
To get rid of the spears. Yeah. It's an interesting thing. You see it. Where is it? It is the Grey Company list with Aragorn, Isildur Zarian. Well, heroic accuracy every turn for free.
Because you can.
Because you might as well, or heroic shoot for free.
I've done it in that phase with hobbits. So you got hobbits, wozers, and say elves. You got 3 sets of shooting. That turn where they're that close, where you really want to get through and take out the weaker stuff. Or say you've got strength 1, hobbit stones, but you're gonna 6s by 4s on the front line, but you need maybe 5s on the second round.
Yeah.
If you're gonna affect 30 models, it's well worth the point, man.
But yes, I do think on the whole it is largely ignored, simply because a lot of armies don't benefit from shooting massively, and the armies that do don't tend to have enough might to facilitate doing it regularly.
Yes.
But if you're good in for a shaman, then definitely, why wouldn't you? If that's where all your focus is going, you might as well heroic accuracy to get as much on it as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I think spot on.
Yeah. I'll do this one and the next one because it's short. Next up is Hobby Spot NZ. He says, "Hi guys, what's the best way to play the Great Beast?" I don't think it's very good.
With a shade.
Yeah, with a shade. There you go.
So it wins the fight on 6.
A fight 3 is rubbish.
It is. It's
and 1 dice on a strength 6 hit is rubbish.
They can all shoot without moving penalty.
Yeah, I mean the nine shots is tasty and it counts as one bow for your force.
Yeah. It's like with big monsters, the thing that shuts them down is a caster. You don't even need a caster. You need a 1-5-4 model really.
With a shield.
It can hurt, can't it?
Yes,
so
it can.
You need to invest a bit into it. But the best way. I don't know. I'd go lots and lots of chaff. Lots of things that take up your opponent, so they can't throw 3 or 4 models. So you've got the dice in your favour with the beast, even though you can still win it on a 1 dice on a 6 of the fight.
Yeah.
And that would take with a ring wraith and immobilise the model that you're charging with it.
I hope you don't kill it. But you have a choice to ram it or not. Immobilise it, kill it. Oh, God. Next one. Oh, I didn't kill it. I mean, a fight 6.
Oh. They're cool, they look great, but they may need a tweak or two.
Yeah, I think
Fight
so.
5.
Yeah, just something. Knock down on the charge.
They're not, yeah, should they? Are they not monstrous mount?
They are, yeah. So I mean, like the Rams.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes.
But I'm like a 3.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up is, sorry we can't be more help there, or more positive about them, but
No.
just not very good. Galadrim says, some clever people here in Australia have created scenarios which have been used for a Masters event the past few years, and they are fantastic in reflecting the outcome of the game. It's a bit of a downer to go back to the standard ones. There are fixed VP values for both the relative margin by which you beat your opponent in a particular objective, like getting models off the table would be 5-0, for example, and how much you secured in absolute terms. So getting 3 to 4 models off is going to get you less VPs than getting 5 to 6 off. A separate VP source you get irrespective of your opponent's results. Okay, so it's like I got 5 off, I'm going to earn this much. Like if I got 5 off, I'll consult the table and get this many VPs.
Yeah, okay.
Every mission has leader and breaking as standard, but it's also tied to the VP system. So doing something like bringing a horde army, then sitting on the hill in high ground and getting utterly pummeled, but winning courtesy of your model count anyway, is far less likely to get you a win. Ooh, windy. This being the inspiration to my question, considering we're likely to get a new set of official points match missions at some point, I know you've already altered some ones for your GT. Is there anything in particular you'd like to see, or not like to see, when those are hopefully released? E.g. fixed or random game endings, available VPs, objective variations, etc. Cheers from the land down under. So, what would we like to see in the new points scenarios?
Well, I think it's already been revisioned a little bit to the GT. I like it then. I know a few individual TOs have done it at tournaments where there is a cap to VPs.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they've done it to 12?
Yes. So it's just being a game where you win one game on the hill, say 50, you've got 50 medals and you're playing an all hero, so you win 54. Yeah. And all of a sudden you've just boosted your VPs for the entire tournament weekend. It really unbalances things. So I like the cap on those.
Max cap is good.
Yep.
I have never been a fan of random game end. Ever.
Oh, yes.
I like knowing that, right, okay, so when this model dies, the game ends.
Because you can plan to it in a way.
And you can, like, there's no element of luck to the game. Yes, it's a part of the game that luck is there, but I never like when you're winning for 7 turns, the 1 or 2 just doesn't show. They've managed to somehow wear you back down, and then you are now losing this turn. Oh, the game ends. Yeah. You're like,
and there's nothing you can do. It's the most frustrating thing. Yes.
Where's the justice?
Yes, I know. And I've been on both sides of that. I've won games undeservedly when my opponent's not rolled. Yeah. And you don't feel like you've really earned it before you should have won that because you've had it for 5 turns.
You should have won this there.
The other way around, when like yourself, you've dominated it and it just doesn't happen, and then it does.
Like one hero that they've got just keeps on killing those 2 models a turn. You're like, right, well, I've got 7 turns in me here. Okay, I've got 3 turns in me. 2 turns, 1 turn. They're winning. It's over.
Yes, it sucks. Maybe a +1 system to it. So 1 or 2 the first turn, 3 plus the second.
You've definitely got a 6 turn sort of thing. Like the game ends on a 6, on a 5, on a 4, on a 3, on a 2. It's over.
Yes, totally agree.
Like an egg timer, basically.
Yes, because at least they still got a bit of randomness to it, but you can the odds are adjusting.
I've got a plan for 6 turns.
Yes.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one. That's probably my biggest beef because it has such a horrendous track record at whole ground, and part of it is that 1 or 2 in the middle.
Yeah. Anything else? So let's see. I'd like to see less emphasis on breaking in general in most games.
Maybe have a bit of a variant. Interesting, the GT ones now, the points for them have been reduced in a lot.
Yeah.
So generals
It's
1 and 2,
yeah.
or just 1.
I mean, the general's always something to go after. I do prefer the old Legions of Middle-earth scenarios, I think I still do, where your general's not really worth much in most of them, but in 1 or 2 of them, they're worth everything.
Yes, so you can't just go chaff and not bother with a general. Yeah, I think so. What other things would you have then?
Oh, this is it, isn't it? Like, I look back to the old Legion scenario. I liked Storm the Camp. I liked Contest of Champions.
Yeah.
Even though there were strategies where you just plough all your bows into the enemy general.
Yeah. Oh, then if you were using ring race, if magic was involved, it made it very difficult.
Yeah.
But then there's ones that have been adapted last year. It was like Contest of Champion, but it's not.
The soul. It's not the only VP scoring.
Yeah. So if your general dies first turn, your game's over.
There's still a chance.
Yes, because there always should be in every game. It's like the seize the prize. There should be other things other than just getting a prize. That's one that's always bugged me. Is I've picked the prize. Essentially, right, I'm just going to put my entire army in front of this thing.
And this guy's going to leg it off.
Yes. Whereas there should still be, if you can break and completely drown your opponent.
Well, I think that's what
should draw.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people did, is if you can get the prize off the opponent's half, you will win.
Mm.
You might win 6-5. But if you can get it off theirs, you deserve that win. And I think there should be sort of like one main objective. But if you can hold people off from completing the main objective, then there will be secondary objectives that can let you win.
Okay, I like that, yeah.
Something else that would be cool to see, but I don't think it will happen, are sort of like... it's a Malifaux thing. Is you take plots and schemes, and your plot is your overall objective, and your scheme are your secondaries.
Right.
But they're secret to the opponent.
Cool. So a bit like the cards.
Secret missions.
Secret missions, yeah.
So let's say you had a choice of 3 things, and these might be like kill the general, break the army. This you can play one of them, and that way you can sort of bluff what you're trying to do.
Yeah, sure.
Like breaking the army is good anyway. Killing the general's generally worthwhile because it's a model you want to kill.
Yes.
But if you don't know what the opponent's is, you need to play as if all 3 of them are happening anyway.
Of course, yeah.
It'd be nice, another element to the game.
Yeah. So it was at the final last year at Cardiff. They played with the mission cards. Do you happen to know if they did last weekend at the 4th?
Oh, yes, they did. Yeah.
They did. 'Cause I think it's cool. It's an extra. They were worth tournament points as well.
Yeah.
And they were quite cool. There's lots, and there was a big choice. Lots of different things. Quite wacky ones.
Yeah. I'd also like something. Just from experience playing multiple systems now, I've really come to not dislike, but sometimes get really annoyed at the 1, 2, 3. I get this. 4, 5, 6. You get this. And I think there's a system in the Game of Thrones card game where at the start of the turn you play a plot card, and it gives you certain benefits to the round.
Okay.
Like in the game, it's you generate resources, you generate who goes first and second in the turn.
Right.
So instead of rolling a dice to see who starts,
yes,
you both play a plot card face down, turn it over. One might have a 5 on it, one might have a 7 on it. The person with the 7 gets the choice of going first or second this turn. But then the 5 gets more gold to spend.
Okay, sure.
I think something like that would be really cool. So let's say like you could have priority roll-offs and something else maybe, and you play one of them. Like I get the choice of priority this turn, but you win roll-offs on. You get +1 to your roll-off sort of thing.
Okay, yeah.
And that'd be a really nice dynamic, and it would take away that just completely 50-50.
Yes.
Like you can do things to benefit yourself.
Yeah,
it would be quite cool.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I totally agree.
And I think that's the only one thing that I really dislike in Lord of the Rings is when you've got 2 players of completely matched skill. It's like, well, who wins this 50-50? Who wins this game?
It is.
Look at that! I lost because I didn't win the roll-off.
Yes, the roll-offs can be massive and horribly in one way or the other. And say,
especially if someone gets a string of them, you're like, well, I'm doing literally everything I can. I'm just not getting to do it.
And I don't know how you do it, but there should be some form of balancing.
Yeah.
Because a person that loses 7 rolls in a game is going to have to do a lot to win that game, just because of the situations when things have gone to your opponent.
Yeah. Like, even something like if you win the roll off, your opponent gets +1 to the next one. That way it forces the balance back to them
Yes.
a little bit.
I think so. Yeah, there's more of a chance then.
Yeah.
Because it can just be.
That's just for heroic actions, not for winning fights, I think.
Yes, I think
It's
so.
winning
because
fights based on your troops.
Sure. Yeah,
But
one shouldn't then give a +1 to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the heroic move offs they should be. They should get a +1.
To the other side. So I won this one. It doesn't stack or anything, but it's just that person's at +1 now. She's like, right, if I call it, I might not win it. So then when they call it, you're like, right, I'll let them have it.
Might best save my might.
Save my might.
Yeah, that's a good.
They get it, and then we're back on a level playing field for the next one.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's fair because it can suck. Because especially like if you're a cavalry player and you lose the second roll off and the third roll off, it's like, oh well, my cavalry's been destroyed now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
good thoughts.
let us know what you think in the comments below about that specific rule.
Yes,
If you win a roll off, you get -1 to the next heroic roll off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think just for the heroic moves, yeah, because I say for combats, you've got things that can influence and stuff. Okay, penultimate question. So we've got Mark Furness.
Hello.
Hi Mark. Hi guys, glad to see Speak for Any question back. Unless I've missed something, it's been a while since any out of production Lord of the Rings models have come back in stock. That is true. Do you know if there is any due back soon? Thanks. Happy strategy battle gaming.
No idea.
He's been totally right. I mean, because at the beginning there were quite a few teasers with the Scouring the Shire, the Shade and stuff. Maybe we'll due some. Maybe we'll due a batch.
Maybe at the GT we'll get some.
Yes.
Who knows?
At first, I'd like to think they were a bit fillers because they said they were going to set up the middle of the team. The Lord of the Rings stuff was to get people excited ahead of the new range.
Yeah.
Now I've had a bit of a flow of the new stuff and it seems still to be coming out. Whether we're going to wait for the more Hobbit stuff and then
I think it'll be a while for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Well, what they're doing? What do you think they'll do next? Because everything's been quite random, hasn't it?
It's felt like things have. Well, the sort of the rumour mill was that it's stuff that they had made, but not like a few things have been remade, but the initial wave, like the Gandalfs and the Shade, was stuff they had made already.
Right.
Like just leftover stock basically.
Right.
Like, hey, we got this in the warehouse.
Yes.
Let's sell it, sort of thing.
Right.
I have literally no idea what we'll see next. I don't think it doesn't feel particularly like there's any choices being made of what's needed in the game, sort of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Literally no idea.
We shall see. What would you like?
And finally, for this week, more comments. I know it was 13. That's 13 comments. That felt like a lot more than 13.
Yeah, we chatted on a bit.
Yeah.
Good as well. Fill it. Time.
He says, it's Cobbs 1991. He says, thinking of going to a tournament this year, but unsure which one just yet. Screen goes dead. If I do end up attending one, I can't decide whether I to take a Moria Force or an All-Hero Fellowship one. Which one would you recommend for someone's first ever tournament?
Out of those two, the Moria one, I think.
I think a Moria army, you're gonna stand more. You might have more enjoyment overall.
Get more variant as well, right?
Yeah.
All Hero can be very tough.
But then the Fellowship, it can be tough, but it depends what you're going for. Like if you're going and want to compete, take the Moria. If you're going and just want to roll dice, have fun and meet people, the Fellowship's a much more fun army.
Yeah, for sure.
And will allow you to meet the community probably a little bit better, because a faceless Moria army probably will get forgotten by your opponent.
True.
But the game against the Fellowship, that was really cool. I killed Aragorn that game, or Gimli and Legolas had their kill tally, and you can make it fun for yourself.
Yeah, definitely so. There's definitely much more. Yeah, like that way. There's much more to play with the Fellowship army. But if it's your first tournament, Hero army can be tough to use, and you don't really go and hoping to compete with the Fellowship and then end up losing a lot of your games.
The Fellowship aren't for competing with, I think, currently anyway.
Tough.
They're for going to an event to have fun with.
Yes.
And to try and do something with. I think if you want to just get back into the game, then the Moria Force is probably best. If you're going to make friends and just have fun, I think the Fellowship Force would be probably more enjoyable. Yeah.
And where you're from, Cobbs, because you're saying you want to go to a tournament. There's tournaments all over the country all year now.
Yeah.
Every come to Stockport.
Yeah, come to Stockport.
There's a few people going to that one.
Yeah. 52, I think.
Of course, I haven't got my ticket yet.
No, you've not. 52 at the time of recording.
52. Oh, that's well going to hit the 70s, I'm sure.
I hope
What's your record?
I think the record's like 76.
Come on. I think half of Scotland needs to play.
Space for 90.
Right, can I reserve one with you now, just in case it gets to 89 tomorrow?
Yeah, space for 90 on. It'll be a 4v4 playing space, but on a 6v4 board. So you've got the 2 foot
Yes.
for your traces and everything, and it goes up to 128 if we want to just use 4x4 boards and cram
It'd be
everyone
very
in.
tight.
But I think we're sticking at 90 because we want everyone to have just that leisurely space to put your pads and your dead piles.
Yeah. 90 it'd be still awesome. It'd be so cool.
It'd be so very cool.
But yeah, let us know which tournament you want to, where you are, when we can sort of point you in a tournament direction, and how many points you're thinking for the lists for your Moria Force and all here, because obviously we're here to help.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Righty-ho. That is the end of Speak Friend and Question episode 139. Be sure to comment below with your questions for next week, and we shall do our best to answer them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I am.
Thursday the 9th. I think I'm free.
We've got our GT practice on the 11th, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah, Thursday the 9th. Should be
Cool.
here.
We'll be here.
Don't see any reason why not. I'll be at spin class later on in the night though, so
Hey.
another early night.
That's it. Oh, no pub then.
No pub. Sorry.
I'm coming to a bit of a habit going to the pub after our meetups.
Yeah. No. Go for spin class.
Right, we'll alternate. Spin class, then pub the week after.
Oh, no, because it's the only time they do a late one.
Alright, we'll go different nights.
Well, there is a chance I can get into there is a spin class that started 15 minutes ago.
Okay, I'll do one of the. Oh yeah. Okay. And then go to the pub after.
Yeah.
Alright, well you drink water. I'll.
Oh yeah. Alright, we're going to call it there.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Be sure to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Support the Hobbits. I hope there. Support the Hobbit House on the links below.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Support your Hobbit hobby.
And happy strategy battle gaming, everybody.